Hey guys, this is the Magic Show's correspondent E McKenzie. Today I'm going to be bringing you some deck tech just in time for all the PTQs this season. Well, kinda just in time. Not really though. But if you're planning on going to the last few PTQs this season, then you probably want to be prepared, as the last PTQs of the season are always the most difficult due to the fact that all Magic players are generally lazy, we wait till the last minute to get anything done, even if there's a free trip halfway around the world up for grabs this season. So let's just cut right to the chase. I'm going to show you the deck that I'm taking to the PTQ this weekend at Next Level Games in Nashville, Tennessee, that was based off the deck that Michael Barnes already qualified with earlier this season, and I'm also going to be showing you how I matched up against some of the other top decks in block. The deck is based around the card called Momentary Blink, which is my super secret tech of the deck, even though everybody already knew about it. The deck just really abuses a lot of different cards with Momentary Blink, but it can also function as a deck itself without Momentary Blink. So let's take a look at the deck and see what it's got. Alright, so here's the deck. The best part about the entire deck is not the Momentary Blink itself, but it's the fact that the Momentary Blink presents a lot of options. It has game against everything, and the Momentary Blink out of a hat trick has always been one of my personal favorites. Okay, so Momentary Blink and Venser is a really versatile combo. Venser can bounce creatures, he can bounce permanents, he can bounce spells, he can do whatever you want him to do. Hell, he can even attack for 2 if you feel so inclined to do so. Cloudscape and Momentary Blink are there in the early game so you can get up on tempo. The late game, it's pretty much just there to keep the bombs off the board while you continue smashing faces. The Tiger's there for game 1 against most of the aggro matchups so you can prevent yourself from dying. The Momentary Blink allowing you to continually keep yourself from death is a pretty irritating thing that most aggro decks can't deal with. Cards like Apocryphite and Maelstrom Djinn are used with Momentary Blink whenever you need to go aggro and smash some face. The Apocryphite gets bigger when it gets blinked, coming in with its 3+1/+1 counters, and the Maelstrom Djinn comes back as a big 5/6 flyer with absolutely no more drawback. The card that's probably sticking out like a sore thumb for you is the Calciderm, or the New Age Blastoderm as it's called. The reason I picked this card is because it's just a really, really efficient card. It's a 5/5, it's untargetable, and it only costs 4 mana. Dropping that bad boy down on turn 4 has gotta be a pain in the butt for anyone. Well, I know it is for me whenever I play against it. So I know what you're thinking. Sounds like a great plan E, but how does it do against the real block decks? You know, red deck wins, slivers, pickles, and the ever so irritating Mystical Teachings control matchup. Alright, well let me break it down for you. First of all, I started playing against a lot of the red deck wins. All you really have to do against this deck is regain control after you lose the first 8 or 10 life or so. Suspending a Cloudscape on turn 2 and bouncing something, or playing a Venser on turn 4, bouncing something, and then blocking something, seems to be something that they really can't deal with. Eventually morphing down a Maelstrom Djinn and then blinking it to block something along the lines of a Blood Knight, or really any other creature in their whole entire deck, with the exception, of course, of Greater Gargadon, and then untapping, bashing for 5 in the air isn't exactly what red decks like or can deal with. Nor do they really like the Rift Watcher coming down in games 2 and 3, gaining me 2 life, blocking, being blinked away, and back again, gaining me 4 life, and then re-blinked and gaining me yet another 4 life. I played a total of 9 games against the red deck wins, and I only lost 2, because, well, mana screw's just a part of Magic, I guess. Alright, on to the slivers, those crazy and weird slivers. Most of the games I played against the slivers went really quick. I aimed my bounce spells towards their lands to keep them off 1 color, sometimes even 2 colors, and they never really got up and going. I guess the slivers don't really do much if you take out their legs. The Pickles deck was much harder to play against, as the deck has counterspells, delays, cancels, lots of card draw. But if I ever got a Venser or a Cloudscape or anything else out, I really did some serious damage. and the blinks with the Cloud Skates and the Vensters really kept those threats off the board. Although I still finished in the matchup about 50-50, I feel the deck is still okay to play, as I never lost to the game when they didn't get the Pickles combo, and actually won a game just because of the fact that I had my own Shapeshifter targeting his Brine Elemental while he was tapped out to morph it up, with another morph down, which turned out to be his Shapeshifter. Guess that's just bad beats. And lastly, the Mystical Teachings matchup. It was this matchup that really showed me that the deck had viability. The Brine Elemental out of the sideboard combining with the main deck Shapeshifters proved to be a very powerful strategy to the unknowing adversary. I figure this deck will probably be the most popular at any of the PTQs coming up just because of its popularity on Magic Online. The only advice I can really give you against the Mystical Teachings decks are just be patient, pick your spots, do your math twice because his is probably better. And finally, remember that he does not have what seems to be infinite counterspells like its Type 2 counterpart. He only has anywhere from 8 to 10 of them, so be sure to use that as your reference. Alright guys, well that's all I've got for this week. Thanks for watching. This has been your deck tech for the rest of the PTQ season. If any of you are going to be in Nashville for the PTQ, I guess I'll see you guys there. For the rest of you, keep watching, and let me know your thoughts on anything you've seen, or anything that you haven't seen and want to see. For the Magic Show, this is E McKenzie, tapping the cards so you don't have to.